Life is good.
Oh, here we go.
Whoa. Give me all the chips.
Oh.
You have to give him your chips.
That's an absolute rule.
You have to give him the chips.
I can't wait to
Those
see
are
it.
his chips.
My chips, motherfucker.
Wow.
Oh boy.
In the world of high-stakes poker, few names spark as much chaos and controversy as Nik Airball. Loved by some, despised by others, he's the loudest, boldest, and most unpredictable player ever to sit at Hustler Casino. But in 2024, everything flipped. Out of nowhere, Hustler Casino Live banned him. No warning, no clear reason. Behind the scenes, whispers of money, power, and control began to swirl. Why would one of poker's most successful live shows try to silence its biggest star? The high-stakes poker scene has always been intense, but in recent years, it's completely blown up, thanks to live stream poker shows like Live at the Bike and Hustler Casino Live. Among all the personalities lighting up those tables, one name has stirred more conversation, drama, and debate than almost anyone else: Nik Airball, better known as Nik Airball. In just a short time, he's gone from being a total unknown to one of the most polarizing figures in modern poker. A few years back, hardly anyone had heard of Nik Airball. He was just another finance guy with a degree in business and finance from NYU Shanghai, working in investment banking at KAL Capital. Word around the scene is that he made millions selling defense contracts before poker came calling. Eventually, his passion for the game caused friction with his employers, and they gave him a choice: stick with finance or go all in on poker. He chose the cards, but what's truly wild is how fast things moved from there. Before 2022, Nik barely had a presence in the poker world. His Hendon Mob page still looks like a ghost town. Then came his breakout moment. February 1st, 2022, his first appearance on Hustler Casino Live. That's when everything changed. He came in loud, confident, and ready to stir the pot. With his aggressive play style and non-stop table talk, Nik immediately became a must-watch. Fans either loved his fearless approach or couldn't stand his antics, but everyone had an opinion. His VPIP stats, basically how many hands he plays, often sit between 32% and 46%, which is sky high. He's constantly in the mix, firing off triple-barrel bluffs that most players wouldn't dare attempt. Now, whether or not his poker is technically perfect is up for debate, but in those deep-stacked, high-stakes games filled with wealthy gamblers, his unpredictable style has worked surprisingly well. Still, as his profile grew, so did the questions about his money. Fans started asking, where exactly did this guy's bankroll come from? Rumors flew that he made $20 to $30 million in investment banking, but when pressed, Nik never confirmed it. Some even believe he's got way more tucked away. And then there's the mystery of his early poker life. During a chat with Doug Polk, Nik casually mentioned losing $20,000 in a college game, years before his finance career even began. That left everyone scratching their heads. Where did a college kid get that kind of money to burn? Despite the speculation, by early 2023, Nik Airball wasn't just another loudmouth on Hustler Casino Live. He was smack in the middle of one of poker's biggest dramas. It all started when Garrett Adelstein, one of the most respected and successful players in live-streamed poker, publicly called him out, still shaken by the infamous Jack-4 hand against Robbie Jade Liu.
She calls? Does she have Jack-4? What?
Garrett hinted that Nik might have been tied to some kind of cheating ring. That was a bombshell, and according to Airball, it completely changed everything. Nik claimed that being mentioned in connection to the scandal cost him his career in investment banking. He said people were calling his office, spreading hate, and making his professional life miserable. Eventually, he had to make a painful choice: stay in banking or fully embrace poker. He chose poker, explaining that his job had been the main source of funding for his poker adventures, but not everyone bought the story. Doug Polk, another major poker personality, raised eyebrows about Nik's financial background, suggesting that it was unusual for someone so young to have built such a massive bankroll through investment banking alone. Airball responded by joining Polk's podcast, ready to defend his reputation and fire back at his critics. He didn't hold back. He accused poker coach Matt Berkey of running a scam and even threw down a bold challenge: play him heads up for any stakes with real money only. To everyone's surprise, Berkey accepted. After plenty of trash talk, they faced off in April 2023 at Resorts World Las Vegas. The match wasn't streamed, but stories from social media painted the picture of a high-drama battle. One particular hand stood out. Airball, holding Queen Jack of Hearts, bluffed relentlessly into Berkey, who had quietly hit a set of sixes. By the river, Airball caught the perfect card, the 10 of spades, giving him the nuts. He shoved for nearly $250,000, and Berkey called. That one hand almost evened things up, but over 9 sessions, Airball ended up losing roughly $1 million. The moment the dust settled, Garrett Adelstein stepped back into the spotlight. He took to Twitter, accepting Airball's earlier challenge for a $500 $1,000 heads-up match. No backers allowed. But when it came time to follow through, Nik suddenly claimed the challenge had expired, and to many, it looked like he was dodging the rematch. Still, Airball wasn't done taking big swings. He joined Hustler Casino Live's $1 million cash game, trying to rebuild his image. At first, things went well, but then came another crushing blow: a $1 million loss on the final day. His signature aggressive style, while entertaining, was proving costly. By September 2023, Nik revealed he was on an $8 million downswing. The hits just kept coming. Not only had he lost fortunes on stream, but he also claimed to have been scammed in a private game involving marked cards. And then, in November 2023, came one of the toughest hands of his career. During a $100, $200, $400 game, Airball flopped a flush, holding 4-3 of diamonds. But Wesley, his opponent, had the ace high flush. Wesley masterfully trapped him, betting big on every street until the river, when Airball couldn't resist calling a massive $200,000 bet. The pot went to Wesley, and Airball's night and bankroll took yet another brutal hit. By the end of 2023, Nik had become one of the most talked about names in poker. Some loved his fearless style, others called him reckless. But everyone had an opinion. Then, in March 2024, things took another wild turn. Out of nowhere, Nik was banned from Hustler Casino Live. The crazy part? No one really knew why. The show never gave a clear explanation, and that silence sent the entire poker world into a frenzy of speculation. Rumors flew fast. Some said it was a 1-year suspension for breaking casino rules, though everyone agreed it wasn't about cheating. Nik himself shed some light during an appearance on the Lodge stream. He explained that the issue came down to loaning chips. According to him, they told us if you loan chips, you have to report who you loaned to, which we did, but they didn't like how much we loaned. Eventually, Hustler Casino Live co-owners Nick Vertucci and Ryan Feldman stepped in to help smooth things over, but the message from the casino was crystal clear: loan chips again, and you're banned for life. It was a strange situation. After all, Airball was one of the biggest draws on the show, a player who brought both chaos and charisma to every table. His absence left a noticeable gap in the energy. He popped up on a few other poker streams, but none of them quite captured the same magic. He wasn't studying charts or theory in between sessions either. He's always been more of a gut feel kind of player, relying on instinct and table presence rather than textbook poker. Then came a twist worthy of a Hollywood script. Hustler Casino Live changed ownership. The parent company of GG Poker took over, and suddenly, the ban was lifted. Airball was invited back. His return was hyped with a massive announcement video, narrated by the legendary Lon McEachern, declaring that the King of LA was back in action. On March 28th, 2025, Nik made his grand return to the show, and he didn't just show up, he showed out. By the end of the night, he walked away $300,000 richer after taking down a huge pot against Alan Keating. A few weeks later, during the $1 million game in May 2025, Airball and Keating clashed again in one of the biggest pots Hustler Casino Live has ever seen. Airball opened with 6-5 of diamonds, while Keating defended with 8-4. The flop, 8-4-3 with 2 diamonds, gave Keating top 2 pair and Airball a straight flush draw. The fireworks started immediately. Keating led out big, Airball called, and on the turn, when the board paired, Airball raised a $60,000 bet up to $230,000. Keating called, and the pot exploded to over $500,000. The river bricked for Airball, but he went for it anyway, shoving $525,000 into the pot. Keating tanked for minutes before making an incredible hero call with 2 pair, scooping one of the largest pots in HCL history. And just when it seemed things couldn't get crazier, October 2025 rolled around. Airball pulled off a slow roll against Martin Cabral, one of poker's most polarizing talkers, for a $400,000 pot, sending the poker community into a frenzy. Despite the ups and downs, 2025 has been Airball's best year by far. His Hustler Casino live profits alone top $1.6 million, with total live stream winnings around $3.6 million. Love him or hate him, Nik Airball's fearless aggression, sky-high VIPP, and constant table talk make him the ultimate poker showman. Win or lose, he's the kind of player who turns every hand into entertainment gold, and that's exactly why fans keep watching.